Let me introduce you to the PMW-300. Many of you will be familiar, will have used the PMW EX3, which has been a hugely successful and extremely good quality camera that's been around for a little while. This effectively is the successor to the EX3. It's a similar kind of style of camera, just better in many ways. It's the same lens mount as the EX3, so all the lens accessories or alternative lenses that might have been used with an EX3 will fit directly onto the PMW-300 here. Similar style of front end, 3 half-inch Exmor CMOS image sensors which give a very high quality HD image, enhanced by a 3D digital noise reduction system which further increases the signal to noise ratio, which is nice. The lens that we've got here today is part of kit number 1, the K1 version of the PMW-300, and that's a 14 times Fujinon zoom. There's also a K2 kit version with a 16 times Fujinon lens. Both of these lenses have the possibly now familiar clunk-click focus ring here, which clicks very easily from a full manual with end stops focusing mode to an autofocus mode, which is a nice simple way of operating the lens. The zoom and iris rings are also proper ring end-to-end stop versions of the lens control, which makes the lens very easy to operate. It's also got an image stabilizer built into it, which is not always the case with interchangeable lens systems. So if we compare the PMW-300 with its predecessor, the EX3, what are the main differences? Well, we've looked at the lens. Behind the lens, the first thing you notice is this has got a 4-position ND filter, which is an improvement on the 3-position one on the EX3. The image sensors behind the lens, 3 half-inch CMOS Exmor sensors, as I've mentioned, but with improved signal to noise. The body itself, physically, is a bit smaller and neater than the EX3 was. It's a bit slimmed down, if you like. It's still about as heavy as the EX3 because it's a pretty solid magnesium alloy casting that is the main body of the camera, which makes it a very tough piece of equipment. Otherwise, the main difference you'd see really is the viewfinder. The viewfinder is a totally new quarter HD unit, which is LCD colour with numerous flip-up options, a bit like the viewfinder on the PMW-400 we were looking at before. So there's various options here with a mirror switch to flip the image when you're using the flip-up screens. But the main thing you'll notice, and you'll notice this immediately you look into the viewfinder, is the image quality. It's excellent and it's a big improvement on previous viewfinders. Huge range of adjustment here. You can slide it forwards and backwards and up and down and manoeuvre it in all sorts of useful positions. And it does give a very good picture indeed. Useful controls on the side here for flipping the image, turning the displays, zebras on and off, peaking controls conveniently placed on the back of the unit there. On the other side of the camera, nothing much new to report, apart perhaps from the fact that it's got 2 HD SDI connectors rather than the single connector on the EX3. Otherwise, broadly similar. There's a HDMI connector, USBs, SDI, 2 of out, as I mentioned, Genlock, and there's also the 8-pin remote control connector that the standard RCPs and remote control panels will connect to if you want to integrate this camera into a systems environment. Usual audio levels, audio inputs on XLRs, microphone built in and external bracketry for a stereo mic on the top there. But the other main difference is codex-wise, this camera ticks the 50 megabits per second box straight out of the box, as it were. It also has the option, as with the PMW-400 we were looking at before, to upgrade to XAVC in the future. Spring of 2014, you'll be able to activate an XAVC recording codec in this camera, record 10-bit, 422, intraframe, 100 megabits per second XAVC material. The same codec is used in the F5 and F55 camera and becoming more widespread as time goes by. And that is kind of a step up from MPEG 2. MPEG-2 has been around for a while now, but it's still a very solid, very reliable, very easy to decode compression system. XAVC takes things a bit further in terms of its sophistication and offers another level of control over the compression process to give you better compression for a given data rate. So that's a quick guide to the PMW-300. We expect it to be a very popular camera, and we very much hope you'll like it.